Hey y'all, it's Shannon. So I'm going to come at you with a haul from not one, but two art supply places that I went to while I was in Kansas City. And one of them I made a trip to twice because when I went to Blick the first time, I was super ticked at myself when I got up to the register because I forgot my 20% off my whole purchase coupon like a dingo. So I was not impressed with myself at that moment. I was like, ugh. That being said, it all worked out for the best in the end because I was able to try several different products and get several different new media forms for me to try and play with. So this is going to be a long video. I'm just telling you this because I've already tried to film it a couple of times and it is excessively long, and I'm at the point, this is try number 3, it's probably going to be like a 30+ minute video. You will need a tea. You will need your cotton candy. Well, you may not have cotton candy, but I have some cotton candy right over here. I just went to the fair the other day. You're going to need a snack and you're going to need a tea. Go on and I'll wait. Now that you have that, I will say I am attempting a new lighting situation. I have no idea if this is going to work or be better or hopefully be okay. We'll find out together. Please let me know in the comment section what you think. I kind of found this like inexpensive, super tiny, by the way, ring light on Amazon, and it was like a lightning deal, and I was like, when I say super tiny, I mean like, it's maybe the size of like a little bigger than the palm of my hand. It's tiny. But I wanted to give it a shot because, you know, I don't know. They seem to do magical stuff for people. So let me know, is it magical? I don't know. So with that, I'm going to get into this haul because you have been warned. You do need a drink and you do need a snack. And I'm probably myself going to have to take a drink and snack break at some point because seriously, so much stuff. And I'm probably going to do anywhere of a total of 3 to 4 hauls from the Kansas City area because the art scene there was pretty amazing. And they had a lot of great arts and craft stuff, and my hotel was pretty close in approximation to Michael's and Joanne's. And I might have gone to those places a couple of times while I was there. So, you've been warned. Now, back to this haul. So I only went to Creative Cold Snow once, so we're going to go with that first. I had been wanting for a long time the holbein luminous opera color, but it's sold out everywhere. At first I went to the first place I stopped when I was there as far as art supply stores was Artist and Craftsman Supply because I'd never been before and I was so excited to go, and you'll hear me gush about that in that video because there's a lot of gushing going on. And so I was so excited when I went to Creative Cold Snow because Blick didn't have it, Artist and Craftsman Supply didn't have it, so I was excited when they had it in stock. FYI, Creative Cold Snow in Kansas City also has the holbein acrylic mediums, which is amazing because they've been in my cart on Blick for about 6 months, and I really want to try them. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. I don't know when I will because I'm sort of fairly stocked on acrylic mediums. That being said, I am that person. I always like to try out new ones. That's simply the way it is for me. And then when I was there, I picked up these Angelus brand leather acrylic paint. I picked up the color Raspberry and I picked up the color South Beach. So this trip was amazing in terms of the different types of artists I met. Some that do screen printing and like a little bit of dry point etching, I believe is what she was trying to tell me she did, but I didn't understand what dry point etching was at that point in time until I saw some videos and a few other things and like some lino cut and some stuff. So it was really amazing, really personally like soulfully invigorating. Is that like a word and a thing? Because that's exactly how I felt about this. I was so invigorated after going that like that's both a good and a bad thing when you go to like art supply stores or craft stores where you have people that like genuinely love what they do and they do it like, you know, like working at the arts and crafts supply store helps pay the bills kind of thing, but they're really super passionate about the art. And I always love it when I find people that are like that. And in art supply stores, 9 times out of 10, the people that work there are working artists or starving artists, maybe a little bit of both. So I love going because you always get the opportunity to talk and visit and just gain ideas, gain knowledge, share knowledge as well. And I just really dig it, man. I just love it so much. I'm gonna gush for hours about it. We might have to go get some pizza later or something. Although I don't think I'm gonna get pizza later. I probably will just have I don't know. I've got broccoli, and that's probably good enough right now. So I was really excited when I went to Blick the first time, and I discovered Angelus brand. Now, I know you saw me show you the raspberry and the South Beach that I picked up at Creative Cold Snow, but you should know that in order of places I went to Artisan Craftsman Supply, I went to Blick, I went to Creative Cold Snow, and then I went back to Artisan Craftsman Supply, and then a day or so later, I also went back to Blick. Again, because I had forgotten my 20% off coupon for Blick, so when I was at Blick the first time, though, there was a gal there that worked there and did a little bit of screen printing, but she had played with the Angelus brand, and I was like, I just saw this in another place, and I'm curious about this. What is this all about? And she's like, it is so cool. She's like, it's originally designed to be used on shoes, like leather. So that's why it's a leather paint. And she's like, you can use it on almost anything. She's like, they have different mediums and stuff. Now, they did not have all the mediums there. And it wouldn't have mattered for me because one of the mediums I would need, they didn't have in stock anyways. But I'm having a brain fart. I'm going to take a chew. So I was just really excited when I talked to her and found out that I could not only use these on shoes and leather and purses and bags and pleather and vinyl and cotton and cloth and silk, but you can use it on canvas, and it's just a lot of different materials that it can go on. And later on, when I got home and I started doing swatches and watching videos on it, I found out they have additional mediums that make them more usable and friendly on those different materials. And I also found out that one of the mediums called Too Thin, you mix it with the paint and you can use it in acrylic markers. And you know how I feel about acrylic paint markers. So I will be purchasing at least 2 of the acrylic mediums. I'm calling them acrylic mediums, I'm sorry, but 2 of the Angelus brand mediums, because I need those for the majority of applications that I want to do with it and have in mind anyways. So I went there, I fell in love, and I did not buy a whole lot because I realized partway through, I was like, oh my god, I forgot my coupon! But I was so excited, and the gal was super sweet, and these were under $3 a piece. So I was like, not really breaking the bank, and I don't know about you, but I always travel. Well, I don't always travel, but 9 times out of 10, I'm traveling with my, I call this my swatch squeagle. It's just a sketchbook, but I use it to test different mediums and to play with things and to make pictures and just bring myself joy with color, if that makes sense. So I really sat down. I got to play with them a little bit and talk to the gal, and so I purchased a few. So the first thing I got was the leather prepper and deglazer, and I got that because you do need it to prepare, and it was under $2. So I was like, well, I'll get it because just in case I really do need this, because the gal who I talked to at the time was fairly new to this product, and so she had played with it a little but hadn't really tested longevity and didn't really wasn't fully trained in it yet, if that makes sense. So was just learning about it herself. So I just wanted to be cautious with that, and so I picked up this color called Gift Box Blue, and it's like that perfect Tiffany color, Tiffany blue color, and it's super beautiful and super, super pretty. And then I picked up metallic gold again. Ooh la la. Then I picked up this bronze color. I think it is bronze. Yeah, it's bronze. So that's their metallic. And I since went online. They actually have a pearlescent line as well, but you can get in all kinds of colors. This is their metallic silver finish, and this is, this I picked up on my second trip, and this is the satin finisher, the acrylic satin finisher, because I thought, well, I better get it just in case, because again, it was like the deglazer where it was right around $2. So when I went back for the second time with my coupon, the gal was like, well, she's like, if you really like that stuff, she's like, you should get more because it's 20% off coupon. It works on everything that's here that's not on sale. So I was like, okay. So I went back in mind with a very specific purpose in mind to get the white, because I had thought, no, I don't know if I'm really gonna like this or play with this, and then I'm like, meh, meh. And then I picked up blue turquoise, and then I also picked up this sapphire pink. And I think, yeah, that is all I picked up in the Angelus leather. Now, I went and I swatched these when I got home, and this is before I watched videos. Actually, technically, I was watching videos while I was doing this, and then I was like, after I had swatched the cotton, I was like, ah. So, if you want to do cloth with Angelus, you absolutely can. I'm proving this right now that you can do this. That being said, I think it's not as permanent unless you also use what they call Too Soft. Too Soft is their, I'm going to call this an acrylic medium because in my mind, these are acrylic-based paints. It's got to be an acrylic-based medium, or an acrylic-type medium. So, plus I say acrylic medium a lot in my life. So I probably will. So the Too Soft you can use on like cloth and like silk and stuff to paint. And you can do all sorts of really cool things. And it does become permanent. And as you can see, these colors are quite vibrant. Now, when I was talking to the gal at Creative Cold Snow, she gave me a hint because she was one of the ones that had done stuff. She said you have to do thin layers multiple times, and it glazes well. She said you absolutely have to wait for it to dry in between. And when I was watching the videos, that's what they said too, because otherwise it is an acrylic paint, and if you're painting on it when it's starting to dry, because you know how quick sometimes acrylic paint will start to dry, you will pull that up. You know, does that make sense? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever done that where you're painting with your acrylic paint, but you just keep going over it because you're smoothing it or you're doing some technique and you're not wetting the background, so it's starting to dry? And so when you drag your brush across, you're actually lifting paint up that's in the process of drying. Does that make sense? So it's becoming more streaky. So with this, you do have to make sure you pause it for the cause in between if you don't want it to look super streaky. They also have a medium called Too Thin, which when these are too thick, and a couple of these were pretty thick, you want to use it to thin it down. So again, and depending on the application, and they make these in much larger sizes, which thrills me. There are more colors I will be ordering at some point. So I went to my local Hobby Lobby and I asked for a swatch of the white home decor pleather, black and brown to swatch these on, and they were very nice and said okay. So I did swatch all the colors I picked up throughout my whole Kansas City trip, and there are more colors that I would like to get. I would like to get another yellow because I only got the neon one. And I think you can see really on the darks what I'm talking about with like it, you really have to like, you're going to have to do layers, especially on the darker colors of some of the lighter ones, you know, does that make sense? So I was really excited, and I'm excited to get to use these on cloth and canvas and see how that works and stuff. And when I went for my second trip, I spoke to a gal who did a lot of screen printing or different print making, and she had shown me some acrylic things, acrylic sheets, and to use for like dry point etching, but to be honest, at the time I wasn't quite sure what that was. And since then I watched some videos by the gal who invented Akua inks, and Akua colors, and I was just really fascinated by it. But lately I've been really fascinated by the like ancient art. Is it ancient? I feel like it's pretty old. By the art of like different ways to dye fabric, create patterns, coloring it, painting it, screen printing. Yeah, just different ways to do it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm really fascinated with it. It's such an old art form, and they have all different kinds of techniques from like Asia and Africa and Europe and Western Europe, Eastern Europe. I mean, it's just so fascinating to me, like the process throughout the ages. So I don't know. I'm just really fascinated by the whole thing. And I also have really been thinking about getting a screen printing kit. And in fact, I'm sort of thinking I might start a new series. Y'all kind of give me your ideas on what you think of this, but I have been thinking about doing a like beginners, does that make like a beginners like a kit series? So I kind of like to get kits or like sets sometimes, particularly when I'm going into new mediums. So like when I got into encaustic painting, I started out with a very small kit that I found for a very good price because that's an expensive hobby. So I don't do it very often, but I do really like it, and I think it's beautiful and wonderful and amazing, and it is one of the oldest forms of painting. And so I'm fascinated by all the different kinds of arts and crafts kits out there, and so I don't know, I'm thinking of like making a series. Part of that came about from the fact that like when I went on to Dick Blick and Jerry's Artorama and a couple of the different online sites I like to shop from, they had what felt like a million different screen printing kits. That being said, there are 3 particular ones I'm very interested in. So I'm interested in the Jacquard one. I am also interested in a Speedball one. Now, Speedball also in and of itself probably has 6 different kits. And I'm interested in the De La Rowney because they all are a little different from each other, but I'm interested in trying that. Nonetheless, at some point in the next few months, I guarantee you I will be getting a screen printing kit to try. Partially because I made this purchase. So when I was there and I was talking to the gal, I asked her about this because I saw these at Artisan Craftsman Supply and I was kind of intrigued. And she was telling me, so it is versatex. It's made by Jacquard. And it is a screen printing ink for both fabric and paper. It is water-based. It is non-toxic. It is what is called a soft hand permanent light fast paint. I'm going to call it a paint. Oh, they call it ink. Well, ink, whatever. So it cleans with soap and water, and you can apply it directly to fabric, paper, wood, leather, etc. You can use it for silk screening, mono printing, you can brush it with a stiff brush, stenciling, stamping, and block printing. Add water to thin if you desire. Standard colors are semi-transparent, metallic colors, and opaque white will print over dark tones. So, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, and then Jacquard also has a whole line of screen printing mediums, and I think Speedball does as well. And De La Rowney actually has a couple also. I'm really interested in De La Rowney's because it's you take the De La Rowney 3 system and they actually have a screen printing ink medium that you add to it to make it the correct consistency, and I'm just fascinated with that one. So I picked up the Versatex because it was a very good deal, and I had 20% off coupon, and these were like worked out to be like, I want to say like under $4 a piece. So I picked up FL number 339 blue. I also picked up number 319 turquoise. And I'll show you swatches of these when I'm done. Both on light, dark fabric, and then I did swatches on paper. I picked up all the metallics. I don't even think that should make you surprised. I picked up gold. I picked up pearl. I don't know that it's, there we go. You get a little light reflection there. I picked up, this is called silver lace, and this is number 330. I'm sorry, I didn't read the numbers of pearl is 347, and gold is number 331. And you can dial 867-539 to place your order now. No. This is 343 hot pink. They have some really cool fluorescence that I'm very kind of digging. I picked up 309 magenta. And then I picked up golden yellow number 302. And last but not least, 326 navy blue. Now, if you're wondering why I did not pick up black, it is because when you order screen printing kits, 9 times out of 10, they include black and red. So I wanted to get colors that were likely to not come in those kits. At least in my mind, that was the way to go. So I did a couple of swatches. So as you can see, that is true. The semi-opaque ones do not show up on the dark colors, except this turquoise one kind of did. Like, at least it kind of is, but yeah, you can definitely see they don't really show up on dark fabric. I do have a solution for that. You could always mix it with white to make it more opaque, or, you know, I mean, there are other options. And then this is it on the white, and I did heat set these, so these do have to be heat set in order for them to be permanent, I think is my understanding. Pretty sure. I read that from the Jacquard website. So I did heat set these with, I put a towel on top, and then I heat set them with my iron. So texture wise, that's part of the other reason I feel like you probably need the too soft. Like, this is kind of like, I don't know, like this feels to me like screen printing, like fabric where you have a print on it, but it's like on there, it's like stuck on there, it's not going anywhere. And this one, I don't know, like this, you see, like, is super flexible this way. It's super flexible when I fold it this way. So, I mean, I can bend this way, but it's like I feel it. Does that make sense? Like, it's more plasticky feeling. It's a thicker consistency on there. So I think the too soft really helps even out consistency, and I believe it's got something in it that helps it to cling to the fabric better. Because they also make one called too hard. I didn't make these words up. They call these things too soft, too thin, and too hard. I know for sure I want to get the too soft and the too thin. I need to check out for sure the applications to do with the too hard. But Angelus is very reasonably priced. So yeah. So I really love these. I'm so in love with how these dark ones, how the metallics look on the dark. Oh my god. Do you see like how pretty would that be in like a really cool stencil? So again, part of the reason I did not pick up black was because I know I'm gonna get I'm gonna get one of these kits in the next few months. So these are the colors swatched out on paper, just so you can see the metallic and the pearl, because you know how I like those. So that's all of them. And then I think that's everything thus far for this haul. So it's a miracle. We got it done in a little under 30 minutes for the haul. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any art products you're loving, let me know in the comment section below. If you have any ones you suggest I try, any places you think I should go for additional information on the dry point etching, other printmaking stuff, I'm really interested in it right now. So as far as like books or YouTubers that do a lot with it, I'd like to learn more about it. Just the different styles of printmaking, and I'm also, like I said, I'm really into the printmaking on clothing and the like silk screen, but the like silk dyeing and things. I don't know, I just find that incredibly fascinating right now. Online fabric supply, online fabric store. There's a YouTube channel on here called like Online Fabric Store or something like that. They have like an entire series on different types of shibori dyeing, and it is so cool, and I'm just really digging it. Yeah, and different kinds of resist and things like that. So yeah, I'm having a really good time learning new things, being exposed to new types of media, and just, I don't know, it just makes me passionate. It makes me really excited about art and like continuing to learn and do and develop techniques. Does that make sense? I don't know if anyone else is the same way. Like, I just kind of am that person. I gotta always keep hustling. I gotta always keep moving. I gotta always keep on keeping on, if that makes sense. I consider myself a lifelong learner, and that's how I stay motivated to do a lot of things anyways, is I have to like find something that just catches my eye, makes me passionate, and I'm like, I want to figure out how to do that. So I don't know if you're the same or not, but yeah, that's kind of that's part of my tick, what makes me tick. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do me a huge favor, like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye!